Hi and welcome. Now, let's see what makes a music to be usable as stock music, production music, background music. So today I would like to speak to you about what makes a music to be usable as stock music, background music, production music. In my last footage, I was speaking to you about what makes a music to be unusable as production music, background music, stock music. And you will find a link up here toward that footage. I know it's a little bit long, it's a half an hour where I'm trying to explain these 6 elements that I really find that these if are not made correctly, can make a music really to be unusable. But today I want to talk to you about what makes a music to be really usable and what is helping your music to be very usable, very syncable as stock music, background music, production music. So it's the same thing. Let's start with the first. So it's the beginning. Now in stock music, production music, background music, it is very important to have a very short beginning. So short beginning, and after the very short beginning to go straight to the point. So no long beginnings and no fade in. It has to be a very short, clear beginning and then straight to the point. So no fade-ins, okay? So no fading. Then ending. The ending has to be a clear ending, no fade out. So no fade out, a very clear ending as like, for example, a crash on the last beat, on the last kick. So a very well-defined, clear ending, so that ending is usable on your entire composition. It can be shiftable where the editor wants to put it, to move it. So a clear, well-defined ending. So rule number 1, no fade in at the beginning, no fade out at the ending. Then third, instrumentation. Well, the stock music, the background music, production music, we are saying background music because generally your music is sits in the background. So it's helping the production, the visual to have to have soul, but it's in the background. And the majority of the productions of today's productions, they are used voices, so they are recorded voices, they are voiceovers. So obviously it is very important how do you choose your instrumentation, that your instrumentation it doesn't interfere with the voiceovers. You have to be careful where your instrumentation sits. For this reason, I really advise you to go ahead, record your voice, take a magazine, a book, and start to record your voice as a dialogue, and then put it in your composition, in your production. Put an audio channel up in your production and put there your voice. And in the entire development of your composition, listen it with your voice. And if you can clearly and very easily hear your voice, and you don't feel that your composition is interfering with your voice, then your composition will be really usable and attractive for clients, for video production companies, video production individuals, because they easily can grab your music, put it as a background music, and no problem with interfering with the voiceovers. The structure, well, the preferred structure of stock music, background music, production music is the slowly build up. So starting from a point A until the point until the ending point, slowly, gradually, very naturally build up. And this is what companies do prefer. But it has to be really slowly, nothing harsh, no drastic changements. Why this is a good idea? Because you do not know what part the company will use, but if it's a constantly and very well-defined build-up, then if they cut out 20 second, 30 second, 60 second part of your track, it has to be usable and it has to have a beginning and a development toward until the end. Break. So I really think that it's very welcome to have a musical break, but that break is good to put it toward the ending at the second part of a track, meaning that the first part you should leave it intact until, I don't know, 1 minute, for example, 60 seconds. You leave it intact so that is really usable and there is no interruption. And then you can put a break, a pause, where the build-up it stops a little bit, and there's the breathing moment, and then it can come back and build up until the ending. And last but not least, the fears. I think that a really good and usable stock music, background music, production music shouldn't have very harsh and very clear fills like drum fills, because those drum fills can act as a gate, can act as a barrier. Where you have a fill, that means that that production company in their production has to have the same thing, a feel, a moment, a special moment. But if there isn't a very clear and very strong feel, then a production company can use your track, and that feel, it will not be disturbant in the production. And the same thing with the crash. I really think that the crash, as much as possible, it should be avoided as a stock music, as a background music, because obviously, think about it. As I'm speaking right now, if I would have a music with a crash, it would interfere with my voice, and you would not hear it and would not understand what I'm talking about. And with special effects, the same thing. I really think that music that is highly usable as a stock music, as a background music, should be without special effects, because then video production companies can add if they want special effects. And these are really important. But there's another thing, and I think, in my opinion, of course, it is the most important thing. Well, can you guess what is the most important thing? What makes really a music to be usable as a stock music, background music, production music? I'm sure that that you do watch TV, you watch Netflix, you watch whatever channel you like, you watch movies, and obviously there's advertising. In today's society, everybody is selling something. Even myself, I am selling, I am trading my music. Yes. So everybody is selling something. Now, if you want to motivate somebody, your public, to go to buy, if you want your products or your services, or if you want to present a product or a service, or you want to highlight something, show your product, your services, obviously you are creating, you are marketing your product. And obviously you will use music. The music that is used in all the advertisement, it's based on what's the most important thing about about the music that is used in advertisement is one thing. And this one thing is the mood. So mood will eventually make a music to be usable as stock music, background music, and production music. The mood is really important, is the most important thing, because you can have a very good music, instrumental or vocal music, but not in the right mood. I mean, let's be honest, the majority of the productions, of today's productions, or the where somebody wants to sell something, want to motivate, it's a positive mood. It's a positive one. It tries to put you in a mood where you want, where you desire. I mean, you cannot desire something with a sad music. And a sad music will not make you buy something, a product or a service. Yeah? A suspense music. A suspense music. A suspense music will not make the audience, the watchers, to act to buy something. That's for sure. So all the negative moods, obviously, will be not as much used in stock music, production music, so the negative one, as a positive one. Positive, yes? Positive music. Positive music will make you feel good. You will look at the images and you will feel good, and it will make you act. It will make you to buy that product, to buy that service. So positive, I don't know, uplifting. Positive, uplifting, and we can count all those moods that makes us, I don't know, be happy, smile, desire. So all that positive moods will really make the listener, and if it's used in a video production, then the watcher to desire to gain appetite and finally act to buy that product or service. So moods are really the most important thing, and when you decide to create music, stock music, background music, production music, you should understand that mood is very important. And when you start to create, compose music, you have to know at the beginning in what kind of mood will be your composition. But a very important rule is do not combine moods, because it will be very difficult for the production companies, the video production companies, then to use your track. I mean, if your track starts in a positive mood, but in the middle or at the ending it becomes sad, or moreover is constantly changing. One moment is positive, then it's sad, then it comes back again positive, then it goes to suspenseful, sad, and I don't know how. Again, it will make the track unusable. But if your entire track, as I told you, the build-up, yes, the build-up is positive, uplifting, and all the entire track is that, then it's very clear. Let's say you cannot make, I don't know, positive music. That's not a problem. I'm not telling you that if you are not making a positive, uplifting music, not good, and it's finished for you, you are screwed. No, you can make, if you want, sad and suspenseful music, but you have to understand that on these platforms, the platforms that I'm referring to, like, I don't know, Audio Jungle, Pond 5, 123 RF, Motion Elements, Luckstock.com, and so on and so forth. On those platforms, people what are looking is really this. Eventually, they are looking not really sad, terrifying music, but melancholic. So melancholy, it's not that sad, it's not that dark. So yeah, you can have it, or even sad from time to time. But the percentage of the music that is used in today's corporate world, where everybody's trying to sell and it's all about selling something, they are toward the positive things. I mean, this is really what's happening today. So if you like to make suspenseful and sad music, there's other ways where you can market, where you can sell your music. But it's not stock music, background music. It's you have to find another place where to sell it, because obviously you can see in movies it's completely different. We are not talking just about romantic, happy movies or series. The majority of the series, of today's series, I looked up a little bit, and today's movies and series are not at all romantic and positive. The majority are suspenseful and toward the tense music and drama. So in your case, if you love to create sad, dark, suspenseful, terrifying horror instrumentals or songs, then it's fine. Do that. But then you have to find for those for your tracks another market. But it's not stock music, background music. For background and stock music, rule number one: positive mood. So create music in positive mood. And then the positive mood, if you decide to be stick to try to stick to one mood, do not change the mood, or make it as simple as possible. Do not complicate it. So this is what I really think that music is highly usable as stock music, background music, production music. I would like to know your opinion about this. Do you consider the same? Do you think that mood is important or not? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.